Hi everyone, and welcome to YBA segment of Trendy Teen, where we give you updates on fashion controversy. I'm your host, Toria, and here we have Adam and Hannah. So Adam, I'm going to start with you first. So what school do you go to?
Ashland Middle School.
And do you guys have a dress code?
For the most part, yes. They did have to have a team meeting once for all the girls to discuss the dress code.
Well, there's another point. For girls, they do have a little more limitations than boys. So for girls that are your friends, are they happy with the dress code?
Probably not. When we went to D.C., each day when they would wake up, they all had to go back to their rooms to change because of dress code issues.
Well, I can understand why they would want dress code because there are certain ways to be appropriate and not to be appropriate. But also the heat. It's extremely hot out, and for boys to dress the way they want to, and girls have limitations just because shorts being too short, they're just trying to stay cool. So, Hannah, I'm going to go on to you. What school do you go to?
I go to Kennedy Middle School in Natick, and we do have a dress code, and most of the girls find it very unfair. I always hear them complaining about it. The boys don't mind because there's less rules with them. But for the girls, most of them get sent down to the office at least once throughout the year because the dress code is so strict and they always accidentally break it without even knowing it.
Yeah. For short shorts, low-cut shirts, I can understand those, but I go to Linfield High School and they have restrictions on we can't wear any shirts that show your shoulders, which I think is kind of ridiculous in a way because it gets really hot, and I know you get out early, not too far into the summer, but the schools should get air conditioning, because you can't have your entire student body, sweating so bad. They're here to learn. They can't be focused on, getting dehydrated and such. And my school has smart boards on the classrooms, and they can spend money on that, but they can't get air conditioning.
Exactly. I was thinking they should cut out less important things because air conditioning is one of the main priorities that should be in the school.
So, Adam, what's your opinion on uniforms?
Well, at my school they have a rule which has to be 2 fingers for spaghetti straps. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, though, it's not America's Next Top Model. You have to, there has to be a limit to some extent. But you made a good point about how girls should be dressing just a little lighter, just so that during the hot weather, because there's no air conditioning, they're not spending money on that. They're spending money on technology. So
yeah,
that's kind of what I have to say about that.
What about you, Hannah?
Well, actually, I was going to say I think that you should be allowed to wear whatever you want because what you wear kind of expresses you. So it shows everyone your personality, what it and I think the dress code limits that. So then some people can't really express their personality so much.
I agree with both of you. I do think that people should be able to wear what they want, and that also they should keep in mind that they are at a school, because sometimes too much is too much. They say how people can get distracted by the way other people's dress. And you don't want to disrupt anyone's learning by any means, but I think they should just be a tad bit more lenient.
A little bit more flexible with their dress code.
They need to meet you halfway. Have girls not be sweating, boys not be sweating as much, but also not being disrespectful, not dressing in any way that would make people stop thinking to themselves, what is she wearing? Dress your age is what I should say. What about if your school decided, enough's enough, no one's following the dress code, we're using uniforms, and they made a uniform for the entire student body, how would you guys feel?
Well, I would feel you have to remember, when you wake up in the morning, you're getting ready you're putting on your clothes, girls are doing their hair, guys are brushing their teeth, maybe combing their hair a little. But if you had to put a uniform on, everyone's going to look so plain. There would be no oomph to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I think that some people might not feel comfortable in the uniform because maybe it's not very attractive on them or something. So I think that if they just let people kind of be a little, if they were a little bit more strict with their dress code, but then they were a little bit more flexible and strict at the same time, then everything would be worked out evenly so that no uniforms would be involved.
Yeah. Also, with school and the way that people dress, the way you dress kind of influences like what group you go into. Like skater boys, skinny jeans, the clown shoes, and like cheerleaders, skirts, like all those different things. Do you think that by your school having uniforms that it would show more equality? Like people can't really get different clothes. Like do you think that it would make you see everyone a little bit more the same?
I think it would definitely make people feel more equal, but then again, you'd look the same as everyone else for the most part.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to dress how you want to dress. You wouldn't be able to express yourself, which is very important in schools.
Yeah.
Because they say feel free to express yourself. When if you act that certain way, you want to be able to express yourself in that way.
Yeah. Hannah?
Yeah. I mean, my friend has uniforms at her school, but every once in a while they have a day where you can wear whatever you want. So I think that that's okay because, you know, they still want to show everyone what they're like. So, yeah.
Yeah. Dressing is another way of expressing yourself. And if you can't express yourself, then you can't show who you are. Do you understand? Like, do you guys feel that way too?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Another thing that schools have limitations on are piercings. Do anyone in your school like have nose piercings, lip piercings, any of that stuff?
Actually, there are a group of kids that have many piercings on their ears, their nose, and other parts.
How do you feel about that?
I feel it's kind of... the only place you should really get piercings is on your ears, because it gets kind of gross after that.
Over the top?
Yeah.
Hannah, how do you feel about that?
Well, I feel everyone should be able to do whatever they want, although I would rather just stick to my ear piercings. But there was a girl in my school who went into the bathroom and pierced her lip in the bathroom during school.
Oh my God.
And then another girl did that this year, and they both got in a big amount of trouble. Like, they were not happy with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like, sometimes it shows who you are, but a lot of times, just keep it to your ears.
That's got to be pretty painful.
It
Did she use like a pull puncher or something?
No, she took her earring out of her ear and stuck it in her lip.
Oh.
An earring? Oh my God, that would be seriously infected, don't you think? Wow. Well, another thing that students aren't allowed to wear are hats in school. And I'm sure you can relate to this because you probably wear a lot of hats, right?
Well, I do wear hats occasionally. We're having the athletic director in Ashland is stepping up from athletic director and becoming principal, and the principal is moving to a different town. So that athletic director wants to make it so that you can't wear hats in the high school, which in high school you're supposed to be able to do practically almost whatever you want.
Yeah, you get more freedom.
Yeah. But in middle school, no one can wear a hat. So, I mean, it's pretty, I should say, even and respected for each level of.
Yeah.
I think that the point of not being able to wear hats is because they can become distracting. You could pull it over your head while you're listening to the teacher, or somebody could take it off your head.
Yeah. That also brings to, hoods. Students aren't allowed to wear their hoods in the class.
Right, yeah.
Another way it's disrespectful. And also the hat rule applies for when you're at home, too. Like, for the dinner table, your mom always say, take off your hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much applies all around. I think you guys agree on that rule that hats should be kept off because it's respectful to keep it off.
See, my brother wears a hat almost all the time. So at dinner table, he'll wear a hat. My parents will ask him to take it off.
Yeah.
No, he won't do that. So.
Yeah. Boys love their hats.
The main thing about the dress code that irks me, though, is the rule about not wearing flip-flops. You're not allowed to wear flip-flops in my school. They say it's dangerous, but I know some people wear them anyway, and it's not dangerous at all. And like it gets really hot in the summer, so you're not going to be wanting to wear sneakers.
Yeah, shoes are another thing. When you go up the stairs, I've noticed a couple people always lose their flip-flops, and I can understand why it can be dangerous, but the themed shoe for summer are flip-flops, so how can you not wear them?
I mean, what's kind of weird is when girls will wear jeans and flip-flops, but like, we don't have a rule against flip-flops in our school, so if you want to wear flip-flops, you can, but then again, you have to change for gyms. So.
Yeah.